All right, welcome back to the channel. Today is working on some walls to connect the main room and the breezeway. So I just ran a bead of caulking, try to help seal this off for the airflow. This is actually the adding the structural sheathing, the rigidity, and it's the air barrier to the inside. So this, I turned the compressor down to try to keep these nails from not sinking in too far. I want them just under the surface, and there we go, we're getting started. So I am taking the time to try to get these all flush, so when the sheathing goes on, this was sticking out a little, that's sticking out, and I want to try to get this all flush so when I put some caulking across there, it's done correctly. You know, this just takes a few minutes to get the power planer out and fix that, and I got the trim tool and cut this off flush. So you know, the object here is to do a good job. I'm not in that much of a hurry, so might as well take the time and do it as nicely as I can. All right, a little after lunch. I got to go actually eat lunch, but I managed to get all the studs for the breezeway walls done. Two doors and a window. And after lunch, I'm going to put on the zip system on here, and then the next step after that is to put the 2x8s and plane up all the 2x8 collar ties, and then I got to start the process of cutting out part of that soffit, which I'm sure is going to just be a nightmare, but I'll set a platform up there and I'll work like a human being. All right, it's hot and humid and it's time for lunch. Well, good morning. It's so much cooler this morning. Yesterday I ended up cooking myself staying out here in the sun and the humidity way too long. But I've got the walls framed for the breezeway, and this morning I set up some planks up here, because now I'm into the most difficult part, is trying to cut out something that was never meant to be removed. And I'm gonna have to dream up some magic to figure out how to remove all of this stuff, because it was put on in a order that is not easily taken apart. I'm gonna get the sawzall, and yeah, I don't quite have this figured out how I'm going to remove it, but I have to remove a good section of this so that I can put on the double top plate, and then after that's happened, I can do a layout for the 4x8 collar ties on here, and then actually draw on the sidewall here where the roof is going, so that I can cut and remove a whole bunch of stuff. I'm a little nervous, but it'll happen. It's just there's nobody else to turn to. I have to do it. I think the next step is I need to get one more section of metal off of here. I'm gonna get the fine tool. I'm gonna cut this off here and remove a bunch of these short sections. That'll take care of this side, and then on this side, I don't know. I think I'm going to cut closer down here and remove. I need to go over to this one here. So I'm gonna probably cut down a little bit lower. Yeah, I just don't know where the roof ends here. That's my big concern. Oh, and then is there one more? No. Got it. Look at that. All right, so now I'm in good shape to actually get the sawzall and just hack this whole thing off here and remove this whole thing so that I can put the double top plate on and move on from there. I got one little piece on the bottom, and then we're in good shape. So I hate to take a house apart, but I guess that's progress. All right, with my help from my friend Tillman, we got all of the collar ties or overlays planed, sanded, and cut to length and up here. And then I sent him home because I'm like, Tillman, I've got to figure this out, how we're going to attach it to the building. And this is what I'm up against. I tried to get these centered in this breezeway, the same overhang on both sides. And when I do that, the roof actually is going to end up either touching or so close to the corner of that window it's not going to be right, because I've got the roof deck, 2 inches of foam, another layer of plywood, and then the metal roof, and then flashing has to go up there. So I need a little room before it gets to the window. And if it went right to the window, I think it would look bad. So so what we decided to do, Kristen and I, is to shift these pieces this way, which puts the center of the building, you know, actually that was I think that was the original center, and now we're over here like 8 inches. And so that dropped the roof down enough, so I think that's going to be okay. I know it's going to be okay. I originally wanted to have this lower so it gives it a cozy feeling downstairs. But the consensus was to keep the soffits as close as we could. So what this does is gives us a 3-foot overhang out here, which is not bad because that door swings that way. That door is 3 feet, so it will be under the overhang, and having a place to get out of the dripping rain when you enter or exit the building is not a bad thing. The only thing it's going to be weird is this roof and the overhang of the main roof is going to be close together on this side of the building. But you know, everything is a compromise, and you know, I'm up here scratching my head, what's going to look good, what's going to work, what can we live with. Kristen's like, why don't we change the pitch of the roof? I think this pitch being different from that pitch would look awful. And then she said, well, why don't we do a glass roof here? And I'm like, that would be awesome. You have a spare $15,000 or what, $7,000 or whatever it's going to take to have a custom roof made, and who knows how long it would take to get here. I think it would be unbelievable to walk out here and look at the stars, but I don't think that's going to happen either. So like I say, everything's a compromise, and I think that red line is the top of the rafters. So I'm going to actually have to snap another line up high enough so that I can build the roof system and get flashing up underneath the existing board siding. So anyway, so that's what it looks like from here down below. I think they look pretty good. I want to either paint them white or get them as white as I can, bleach them white. Anyways, we haven't decided on that yet. All right, hold on. All right, we have a roof. Tonight when it cools off, I'm going to put zip tape on here, and the Breezeway will actually have a waterproof roof on it. So let's go downstairs. I'll show you what it looks like from down there. So I didn't film much because my friend Tillman was here helping, and it gets really hot in the afternoon, so we're just going at it as fast as we could. So as you can see, these collar ties will be exposed. There'll be little knee walls built up on either side. So the center of the roof is actually not in the center of the breezeway because of the window situation. I had to shift everything over some. But, you know, just what do? You have to, like I said previously, it's a compromise. But I mean, you won't ever see that from this side because this whole roof system is bigger. You'll only ever see it from the inside. And that gave us a bigger overhang out here, which is okay. You know, this is the door we're going to come in the most, and it'll help us get under the weather, out of the weather before we go inside. The soffits didn't line up perfectly, but they're close, and you know, that's what you get. So that's the end of this video. The next video series is going to be putting up the trusses, the walls for the main room and the trusses, and so that's a whole different scene. So I figured that this is probably a good place to stop this video. And I need, when the sun goes down and it cools off, I've got to clean up this mess. So this mess represents progress. All right, there is progress. So thanks for watching. Stick around. the next video was going to be assembling trusses and getting those up in place, and that should be interesting, seeing if we can get them up there with the excavator. All right, thanks again for watching.